So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about gift ideas for small pets and reptiles, specifically guinea pigs, hamsters, and geckos, because that is what I'm most experienced with. Okay, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I'm just going to do some shoutouts real quick. So first, a huge shout out goes to Little Kingdom. Next, giant shout out goes to Marlo Makes. And finally, huge shout out to Star Vlogs. And if you're wondering, these were the first 3 people that commented in this video, so they're getting huge shout outs. Sorry you had to wait so long, but here are your shout outs. So yeah, those are the animals that we have currently. Well, some of these items would also work for other pet species, such as maybe different kinds of geckos or something like that. So just use your best judgment, because I know that you guys don't exactly have all the same animals that I do. So yeah, but we're just gonna go through some gift ideas here. I have some bags back here, so let's get started. So we are going to start with small animals, specifically guinea pigs and hamsters. So here, this is just my Amazon cart. No, I'm not buying any of these things. I might get the little fleece fours, but as you can see, there is just some toys and stuff. These are just examples of stuff you could possibly get for guinea pigs. However, as you can see, there's pine cones there. Real pine cones are not safe for guinea pigs, but if those are just cardboard, they're fine. But if they're real, please don't give them to your animals. I don't think they're safe for any animals really, but I know they're not safe for guinea pigs. But willow sticks are really good, anything that's willow, natural. And then here we have these little cozy houses. You can also get the cat cozy houses, even though they're meant for cats. Some of them are too small for cats and work perfectly for guinea pigs. Some natural hideys, you're gonna want to get more natural hideys like bendy bridges and stuff. Pigloos, those plastic igloos, and any plastic hidey really isn't good for them. You shouldn't have plastic hideouts for your guinea pigs. I'll go more into detail in another video. I actually did go more into detail in this video. I'll leave it in the iCards. But yeah, just stick to the more natural hideys and some little activity balls, you know, stuff like that. And there's little hay huts, all kinds of different natural hideys that you can get for your piggies for Christmas. And most of this stuff will arrive before Christmas. However, I can't guarantee, since this is super last minute. So you might have to give them a little after Christmas present, but if you're okay with that, then yeah. But again, just some more natural toys, some seagrass mats, some willow bundles, willow sticks, handy toys, anything like that. Perfect for guinea pigs. Just double check and make sure it's safe before you buy anything. Since guinea pigs do like to chew a lot, they will chew on anything, whether it's safe or not. So yeah, and these are just the things that I find are best for my guinea pigs. Just natural toys, natural hideys, everything like that they just absolutely love. And for hamsters, you can also basically get smaller versions of these hideys. So here I just have a hay hidey, but it's basically just a smaller version of, you know, one of the little bigger hay huts. And this is just from a local pet store, not Petco or PetSmart, just a small local pet store. So yeah, this is Syrian hamster sized, as you can see. So it is a pretty medium sized hidey, and for Syrian hamsters, that's generally what you're gonna want for them. So then here is some other chew toys. This is just a willow bundle that would definitely be for guinea pigs. And then here I also have these little willow sticks, and these are just little seagrass twists. They're little mini versions. I give these to Franklin, but I do also have bigger ones for the guinea pigs. As you can see here, these are very large Timothy twists. They're actually not seagrass twists, those ones are. So these are just the big version. This is what I give to my piggies. They love them. And then just fun toys for enrichment, like this little willow ring. I figured that was really, really cool. And foraging toys are also really important. I don't have any of them here with me, but for hamsters and guinea pigs, all small animals really need some form of enrichment, whether it's scattering their food around or getting forage toys for them. Hamsters, I find forage toys really help and are super important. And I even have a couple foraging toys for my guinea pigs, so would really recommend some of those. And one of the best presents you can really get your animals is a cage upgrade. So here I just have some CNC grids. They just kind of attach together with little connectors that I also do have. And I have a lot of these CNC grids, so we will be upgrading our guinea pig's cage. However, we will be upgrading all of their cages. We just currently don't have space for a much bigger cage, although we could do a cage upgrade and make their cages a bit wider and have a bit more room to run around. It just wouldn't be as big as I would want it to be, so it wouldn't be much of an upgrade, and it would kind of be annoying if we'd have to tear that all down and upgrade them again. So we're just gonna give them a huge upgrade when we move into a different house and hopefully have tons more space, and they'll be really happy. But however, if you do have space in your house for a CNC cage, that's probably the #1 cage you would want for your guinea pigs, because CNC cages provide so much space. You just want to make sure it's an adequate amount of space. I think the minimum is like a 2x3 grid CNC cage, correct me if I'm wrong, but they pretty much do need a lot of space. Guinea pigs in general just need a lot of space. That's how they work. So if you do have that space in your house, please consider giving your piggies an upgrade. The Midwest cages are kind of like the bare minimum. I currently have those, but I have 2 of them connected together. That's what I recommend if you have the Midwest cages. But if you have room for bigger, go bigger. Bigger is better. Guinea pigs need so much space. And I mean, as far as cages go for hamsters, that's definitely the same thing. The bare minimum that you can put a hamster in for a hamster cage is 450 square inches, which is 30 by 15. So I personally think that that isn't like very big. That's obviously a bare minimum, meaning that that is the smallest possible cage you can keep your hamster in without it being cruel. So anything below that, like 200 square inches or a quarter, just don't do that, because hamsters need so much more space than you think, and they actually take up so much more time than you think. You know, quick disclaimer, I feel like I don't put enough of these in my videos. Even though I have a lot of animals, like you can see I have a lizard cage behind me, I have a dog gray over there, there's a hamster cage over there, I have a lot of guinea pigs. Even though all of these animals do live with us, and there are animals, one, they're not all my animals. Well, I do take care of the majority of them. Some of them, like, are my mom's animals or my sister's animals, you know, stuff like that. Even though the majority of them are sort of my animals, not all of them are mine. So I'm not 100% responsible for 13 animals, because that would just be insane. And all of these animals require so much love and so much vet care, and they're actually super incredibly difficult to take care of. Like Franklin, my hamster, he's a lot to take care of. Obviously dogs are a lot to take care of. We have 3 of them. Guinea pigs are a huge commitment, and vet bills and everything. Every single animal you will see in these videos has or will have to be going to the vet sometime in their life, almost guaranteed. So you really have to think about vet bills. Vet bills are super, super expensive. Please don't just go out and get this many pets. I really, really think that to have this many pets, you need to kind of accumulate them over time. You can't just get 13 pets at once. That's kind of what has happened to us, and a lot of research was put into them, and a lot of time and a lot of money. So please, if you don't have all of those resources, and if you don't 100% know and you're 100% confident that you're going to be able to take care of the animal for example, like series 15 or 20 or 30 or sometimes even 40 or 50 years, then just don't even think about it. So yeah. Anyway, cage upgrades are super important for hamsters, and so are wheel upgrades. This here is an 8.5-inch wheel. As you can see, it's very loud. That's why I just kind of tossed it, because one, even though this is an 8.5-inch wheel, this is the bare minimum wheel for steering hamsters, and there's like my hand compared to it. So this actually isn't a very big wheel. Even though it looks super big on camera, in real life it really isn't. It's pretty small. It's actually really small, but Franklin currently has a 12-inch wheel, so that's probably about that big. Yeah, it's a lot bigger. It's huge, but that's just what they need. I would probably recommend somewhere more around 9, 10, 11 inches. 9 inches being for like much smaller. Most hamsters, I'd probably say 10 or 11 inches would be a good starting point for your wheel. The only reason I have this 8.5 inch wheel is we got Franklin when he was a super tiny baby, and there was no way he was going to be able to spin the 12-inch wheel, and that would just be a pain in the butt for him to try to get that going. So he was just on this for a couple weeks, and then he figured out the 12-inch wheel, and that was great. So yeah, wheel upgrade is a great thing to give your hamster, if at all possible. And now we're just going to jump straight into reptiles here. So here, this is actually one of Sirius's Christmas presents. This is just a really cool vine, and this is a fake vine. So fake vines are pretty much essential for crested and gargoyle geckos. I have a gargoyle gecko, as you can see over there. Voila, wow, beautiful tank. You're going to need a lot of these if you have a gargoyle gecko. This is just a hanging vine, and this is a fake vine, but I would like to turn Sirius's cage bioactive sometime soon if live plants ever get back in stock. Fingers crossed. But yep, plants are just great. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. They're usually pretty cheap. We just got this one from our local reptile store. So that is a very nifty little vine. And again, with the cage upgrades for crested or gargoyle geckos, I would recommend 18 by 18, so 18 by 18 by 24 inches as kind of your starting point for your cage. While that is not the bare minimum is around 20 gallons. I would still recommend having an 18 by 18 by 24. I do believe that that's 30 or 35 gallons, and again, bigger is always better. However, I'm not going to go any bigger for Sirius's cage. I could get him a 40 gallon, so an 18 by 18 by 36 inch, but I feel that that would be much too big and overwhelming for him, because even though there's really no such thing as a cage that's like too big, I feel like he might be a little overwhelmed because he's still a pretty small gecko. He's not going to get super big. His parents were pretty small. Nothing's wrong with him. He's just a little bit of a tiny boy. He's been growing a lot lately, but he's perfectly comfortable in that cage, and I wouldn't want to move him and cause him more stress. If you can upgrade, that would be awesome for your gecko, especially if you have like a 10-gallon. Adult crested or gargoyle geckos cannot be kept in a 10-gallon. That's just too small. So yeah, cage upgrades, again with the cage upgrades. And I actually just found these little fake succulents from my Black Friday haul, so that's another thing. More fake plants, yay. But the next thing is just another, like a ceramic heat emitter, some kind of heating device, you know, but this is more for crested and gargoyle geckos that don't necessarily need them. I guess you could get one of these for them for Christmas, like if your current one, like as you can see, I kind of have one like up there, but that did end up breaking. So if your current one broke, or if you just want to get them a little bit of supplemental heat, that might just be a good Christmas present for them, especially if you live in a colder climate. We live in Southern California, so although it is pretty warm throughout the day and my room does stay consistent around your typical room temperature would, our house has horrible insulation, so at night it does get pretty cold, and I just feel bad for him. So I'm gonna install this and turn it on at night because I feel that that would give him some extra supplemental heat. So that's a good thing to get him for Christmas, or just to get them in general. So heating devices, ceramic heat emitters, stuff like that. Again, if you do have a reptile that requires heat, like a bearded dragon or something, you can't wait till Christmas to give that to them. They need that right away. They can't live without that heat. But for something like a crested or gargoyle gecko, it's not 100% necessary, so I mean, Christmas present. Next, let's talk a little bit more about leopard geckos, because I love leopard geckos. So for them, you might want to get them like these little hideys. However, this is kind of like a half log hidey, so a lot of people don't really consider this to be like a 100%, since it's not 100% full enclosed. It's not like necessarily a hidey, it's more of a tunnel, but it is still kind of a dark space. But if you're wanting to get your reptile more hideaways that they can actually like put themselves in and hide fully, you should probably get something more fully enclosed, but that's just for like a good enrichment. And then here I just have this little plant. It's kind of like a plant, but it has some driftwood, and Yoshi really likes to climb on this. Yoshi's our leopard gecko, by the way. He's super cute, and yeah, is another little piece of wood, although this one is very big. This is gonna go to Sirius. I can't even get it in frame, that's how big it is. Like, this is me, and there's that piece of, this is going like up to my face right now. So yeah, this is probably like about the height of his cage, sort of. Yeah, probably about there. So it'll fit perfectly in his cage. And again, with leopard geckos, cage upgrades, can never get enough of the cage upgrades. The bare minimum for a full-grown adult leopard gecko arguably is about 20 gallons. That's like a super controversial topic. A lot of people are like, they can live in a 10-gallon. An adult leopard gecko cannot live in a 10-gallon, or 15 gallons. Again, too small. I personally think about 20 gallons. However, bigger is always better, especially with leopard geckos. With leopard geckos, I would recommend starting out at probably around 30 or 40 gallons, because that's more like what they would. Leopard geckos are more of like a medium-sized lizard, so you're going to want to give them the biggest habitat possible that can fit in your house and that they're comfortable and not completely overwhelmed in. Again, I don't think there's such thing as a tank that is much too big, because honestly, again, very controversial topic. A lot of people say that they'll be overwhelmed and stuff and it's too big, but I personally don't think there's such thing as too big for reptiles. However, just give your reptiles what you think they would be comfortable in and what you're comfortable with. But if you're comfortable with a 10-gallon and nothing bigger, then don't get a reptile. I can't think of a reptile that would thrive its entire life in a 10-gallon, not need anything bigger, and just have the best life in the world. I honestly can't think, unless you want to get something that's like that big. You're gonna need a bigger cage, like 20 gallons, 40 gallons. Even for leopard geckos, I've seen people putting them in 80-gallon enclosures. That's amazing. Or people put them in 100 gallons, 120 gallons. Anything kind of within that range is absolutely perfect for leopard geckos. So yeah, Yoshi is currently in a 10-gallon, but he's still a baby, so he will eventually be upgraded and stuff like that. So yeah, that is pretty much it for reptiles. I might find some stuff on Amazon and show you guys, but I'm such a reptile nerd. I'm sorry, you've probably been sitting here for like the past 15 minutes just watching me like lecture about reptiles, but I've done so much research on this stuff. Reptiles are something that I'm super passionate about, and I want to start doing like a whole heck of a lot more videos on them. Anyway, let's move on to the next animal, over to some stuff on Amazon that I found randomly. I might go try to find some stuff on Amazon, yeah. So here I am back in my Amazon cart. Again, I just randomly put these things in. I'm not going to buy any of these things, but there's just some hamster toys, bendy bridges, and all of these things say they'll arrive before Christmas. I'm not Amazon though, so I can't 100% guarantee that, but there's hammocks, a pineapple hammock, because why not, some more hidey's, hamster accessories, everything like that. You can find these all on Amazon, and they will all arrive before Christmas, allegedly, but I cannot guarantee that, because I'm not Amazon. So yeah, but I thought all of these were pretty cute, and they're adorable. And then we also have reptile stuff, Reptivines, hides, just some nice little accessories, and more random hamster stuff, and basically just a bunch of random reptile stuff. And I also put a food ledge on there. Food ledges are very important for crested and gargoyle geckos, and some Pangea too, because why not? So that is it for this video. Again, I can't guarantee that any of these things are going to come before Christmas. You might have to give your animals a little bit of an after Christmas present, because if you're trying to get them Christmas presents at this point, it might just be too late. But I do understand that a lot of you aren't going to want to go out to pet stores and stuff that just isn't necessary, given the current situation. That's what we're doing. We're not physically going into pet stores. We've just been ordering everything online. So that's why everything that I showed you physically and online was things you can get online. So yeah, I hope everyone has a wonderful, happy, safe holiday, hopefully. Let's not get corona, that would be great. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that YouTuber stuff. So yeah, bye!